Welcome back to the allotment that we've been reviving over the past year. We've slowly been turning this abandoned growing space into a thriving garden. What started as a giant field of weeds is finally starting to look like an actual garden. Nothing is easy here because we're working on rented land, which is why I spent months this winter trying to come up with a solution for a fence that doesn't cost much but will be effective against larger animals. After finally coming up with a solution, we've spent the last few weeks working on the garden and turning this dandelion farm into a space that is finally ready for plants. Come along as we do the final steps to prep the space for planting this season and turn it back into the allotment it was always meant to be.
We're definitely feeling the pressure. It is almost the end of May now, but you guys will be seeing this in June, but it's been super cold and super wet. And the allotment is literally pure weeds, as you can see behind me. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure that we're nowhere near ready to even start planting anything. So we are here twice this weekend. It's day one and we'll be back again tomorrow. Not much is going to go on here. Colin's going to weed whack our area and a lot of the bigger stuff. And I'm going to just start weeding. I'm just going to start weeding. Someone on Threads had this brilliant idea to use a pitchfork to turn up the soil so I can weed faster. So we bought a pitchfork. So I am going to start weeding and Colin is going to weed whack. And let's hope we can turn this garden ready into something we can plant by tomorrow when it warms up. Fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. It's been raining every single day, every day. So we haven't been able to do very much. We have a bit of a break in weather. You can literally see how bad it's been every day. So we just have no choice but to work in crappy weather, and it's cold. It's only 13 degrees. So I've got like 4 layers on and my raincoat just in case it rains.
So much green waste coming out of these beds, like the weeds.
I know, it's just disappointing you can't use the weeds in your compost.
Yeah.
Because then it would, that compost bin would have been full long ago.
Super fast, yeah.
So I've literally moved like 2 feet.
Maybe you're more anal about it than I am.
Probably. All right. The first mound has been weeded. So now we got to move over to these ones. Are you weeding already? Yeah. You don't want the fork? Oh, you forked it? Or?
Yeah, I forked this side only.
Everybody keeps telling us, for some reason, people like to stop and see what we're doing and tell us, just till, which a couple neighbors down already has, but they don't realize how disruptive it is on the soil health. Not to mention, all it does is prevent weeds from growing in this exact couple of weeks, and then they just come right back anyways. So I think one of the downfalls of that is if everybody's tilling, that means everybody's weeds are just going to keep coming back, which means they can keep spreading on our property. But so the goal was to get 2 mounds done, but we got 3 done, and I've now forked this 4th one. So the hope also, this 4th one is the worst out of all of the mounds. So if we can get this one done before we leave tonight, and I have the energy, surprisingly, it would all be better from here. Is it uphill or downhill? You know, that's an interesting thought, because when you say it's all uphill, that's bad. And if you say it's all downhill, that's also bad. So I'm just curious, if I say everything's going to get easier from finishing this one, do I say it's all uphill from here or all downhill? So Emily gardens in ground at her giant property in Quebec. And she, like, her garden is kind of like this, like in ground or whatever. And then she had posted on her story being like, oh, I feel like the weeds are less than last year, so obviously it's working. And I was like, oh, thank God. That means for us next year, like, it'll be better. And then she posted a second story being like, JK, I forgot how bad it was. I was like, no. All right, we were here for like maybe almost 3 hours. And then this is the difference. So we got 4 rows done, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to do. surprisingly, the rows aren't even the worst part. It's the walkway, and I bet you it's because we never got to wood chips. Bet you we never did wood chips on this one. No, because we ran out before, because it's just interesting. Because like this one has wood chips on it here, and it's nowhere near as bad. I think that might have been the last one we never got to wood chips on. So anyway, now you can see. Now you can't see because Colin stood right in front of the camera. Now you guys can see how much we got done. So it's looking really good. Still obviously a ton to do, but this was a massive, like if we could get 4 more done, technically we would be done to this one here, which would be almost the entire plot, and then we're just left with redoing the walkways, which is amazing. Speaking of amazing, look at that garlic. Oh yeah, of course we weed whacked, and also we have to de-weed our seating area. Even that's covered in weeds. And then Colin weed whacked everything except for the lupins. See if we could get some blooms for the bees. And then our chives. Sad little single strawberry flower. All right, time to go. Very few people left here. Nice and empty. And the skies continue to look like they're going to rain. We'll be back tomorrow to continue. And we're gonna finish the last of the fence. So we're gonna go to Home Depot tonight and buy the wood there. And then finish that side of the fence. Ow, I crinked my neck. It's hard being old. So we're gonna finish that fence, fix the gate, and then the fence is done, and then we can finally start bringing our furniture here. So that way we don't have to bring a camping chair all the time because we'll have furniture. And that is all. See you guys tomorrow. Today is day 2. We're gonna be heading back to finish building the fence. We went to Home Depot yesterday and bought the last of the wood for the fence. It cost us $75 because we had to buy more screws. So otherwise the rest of the fence was free. So we spent $75 on a fence, which is really, really cheap. I'm gonna go into my greenhouse and bring some veggies, but it's now again going down to 7 degrees tonight, so I can't plant that much. And I also wanted to come out here because we have a resident groundhog that has decided he's going to try and move into our backyard. So I'm just trying to come out here regularly for him to recognize that this is not the backyard for him. So we have to actually, the plan is to dig out all of this and we staple chicken wire to the side and then we'll build an edge on it. We just only did it last year and didn't have a chance to get to it this year. And so he found that. So this is just going to accelerate how quickly we have to do this task now. Also, I'm growing grass and I'm pretty sure there's an ant there stealing one of the grass seeds, which is so annoying. But I think some of it's starting to germinate here. It's a bee turf if you see my garden revival video. And there's some mushrooms coming up. That's from the bottom of the garden bed. When we built the garden beds, we put a bunch of cedar under them. So that's just the cedar being eaten up by fungi. But I love looking at grass growing. I don't know why. I just feel like the best when I can grow grass. Let's see, I have my greenhouse on inside out, so I have to open it with my finger. And then the petunia smells so good, so I take a big sniff when I come in. So my poor pumpkins are looking really tragic, but they don't really like the cold temperatures, so I don't want to plant them today. Eggplants are so picky too. So I think I'm going to maybe bring a tray of tomatoes, because even these are like, I mean, I've had them growing in these tiny cells for way too long versus this one back here is 10 times larger. So I think I'll bring a tray of tomatoes with me. I think I have less than I thought I did, so that's going to be interesting. Well, I'll show you guys once I put it all together. Just got here and it took us about 4 seconds to realize that we forgot the drill at home, and I was telling Colin that I saw it on the dining room table, and I thought, because we have 2 drills, there's an impact drill and a normal one, and I hate the impact drill, and so I couldn't tell the difference. It looked like the normal one, but I was like, oh, Colin's been packing up, so I squeezed it, and I was like, zip, zip. I was like, oh, this sounds like the impact drill, I guess this isn't it, and I left it on the dining room table, and then we got here and realized that was the drill. So we won't be putting up any more boards. Also, Colin, we forgot we need to buy those 2 boards.
Oh yeah.
So we actually have to go out and buy 2 more. Yeah. Anyway, so, but there's so much work to do here that it really makes no difference. So he is going to get to digging the posts because we don't need a drill for that. And I am going to clean up the seating area here that we built last year because it is just growing in, and if I want to get my furniture in here, it needs to be cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do.
One second. I feel like we're getting a rock.
We have a dandelion farm. I'm so glad that we brought a chair and 1 umbrella, or kept the umbrella here.
Yeah.
I feel like the umbrella is important.
Agreed.
Could use that for my tomatoes. Don't hit the car!
What did you just throw?
A stick.
Why? Why you throw it out of the car?
How was I supposed to know I was that strong?
It's not funny. What if it was the new car?
I don't think I would have done it. Or I probably still would have, and then I would have been legitimately yelled at.
Why you do stuff like that?
How am I supposed to know I'm so strong?
Don't throw sticks.
You threw a stick.
Yeah, at the ground. I didn't throw it up in the air.
So I was thinking, if you leave 2 feet, like if they each take up a 2-foot space, then I can only fit 7 in a row, right?
Yeah, it seems little. You should do 1.5 maybe?
I like they say
Tight.
that, but it feels really, really tight.
What if you did 1 foot, but you pruned it the other way so they're going like, or is that weird?
I don't know. It's like, for some reason, because this is in ground in rows, and I'm just like confused
About?
how to plant. It's like I've lost all my knowledge.
Why? What's
Like if these had wood around them,
Yeah.
I feel like I would have it like stringed out and
Yeah, I was
planted.
thinking we'd do the
and
strings
for
out.
some reason, because they're mounds,
Yeah.
I'm like struggling like mentally on how to plant
planting on
them.
the edge or whatnot?
Yeah. Since we forgot to bring our drill battery, we don't have a fence here, but I just am feeling a little, I don't know, I'm just probably unnecessarily anxious about people coming and digging up my tomatoes once I plant them. So we're just gonna put chicken wire up for now, just to help slow it down a little bit.
Okay, you got your gloves on?
So you have the, what, sorry?
You got your gloves?
Yeah, I got my gloves on.
Okay, we just have to...
It's so hard to hear with the tiller.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Are we starting with that one first? The old one?
That one sucks to do. You want to start on this side with the good stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So then, let's lay it.
I'm gonna undo this 2x2 off of it,
All right.
because it doesn't need to be on there.
I'll get the stapler.
This 2x2 can be used for the inside of the gardens, right?
True. Yeah, 100%. I wonder if any of that scrap can be used for it too.
Oh, I'm sure we can reuse a lot of our junk. We're like
this guy-
anti-junk, and then
Oh, it's just so stabby.
wobbles. Need to add more dirt on that side, eh?
The door's blocked.
Can we lock them today?
The doors?
Yeah. Do we have what we need to put the locks on?
I'm not sure. I think so. I have it in the...
I don't know where all these people get such big metal like poles from constantly. Can I start over here?
Okay. I'll take this off again, eh?
Yeah, but for now.
Oh, I see the scratch on my car from the wood piece.
No, you don't.
Yes. Okay, cool. Now we're trapped outside because
No,
we
we're
can't
not.
get in.
Come on, you're a goofball.
How are you gonna get in? It's locked. And it's shoveled in under.
What do you mean it's locked? Why can't we open it? Whoa, just like off of Schitt's Creek.
What do you mean?
Your version of a lock.
Oh, yeah.
It just rips open.
I guess I'll put some bigger screws.
No one's getting in here. We're Fort Knox.
Yep.
Not like this big opening.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be pretty short to walk through that, though.
Yeah. Well, you just duck.
Yeah. You cool
Why?
with Roma and that one being intermingled?
Yeah, because they're both paste tomatoes.
Okay. Where the heck is my shovel? This is gonna be embarrassing. Where did I put my shovel? Must have buried my shovel somewhere.
You lost your shovel?
I probably buried it. Right there, yeah, that's what I did.
So much moaning and groaning. What?
For us?
What, these?
What's moaning and groaning?
Me.
Oh, I thought you were talking with the kid. I was like, that's mean.
No, me.
Oh.
I'm like, as I'm pulling up the sticks, I'm like,
That's
Wait,
like
was
that
he
kid's just
complaining?
working his hardest life, and
oh, I was talking about
you're
myself.
just like, oh, he's just moaning and groaning.
This is where you think if people are talking about you, they're not. For anybody out in the world who's self-conscious that people are talking about you, they're not.
Hungarian is not a thingy, right?
Indeterminate.
Okay. Ooh, it's too hot.
Take a break in the shade.
Gotta get a couple more done. I only got 2 in. That doesn't sound like a lot.
Well, it's a hot day, full sun
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
so far. Proud of you.
It's coming in.
You just have 20 more to go. Stick.
Thought you were trying to hit the car.
What?
I thought you were trying to hit the car.
No, I was trying to throw it to you. Without hitting you.
These bootstrap farmer pots are very good.
You like those?
Yeah, they're easy to squeeze,
Yeah.
and the plant comes out really well.
Yeah.
All right, let's mulch it up. Right in the middle of everything. Hopefully they're not too tight. They might be.
Excited to go to the spa.
Certain areas might not be. Oh else. Well, I am planting. Bree's over there weeding still. So we've got the last bed to go. So let's go. We got some jalapenos, some peppers, some other stuff. I'm not the expert.
I feel like going to the spa after this
Yeah.
is the right choice.
Yeah, we just need to make sure we don't get sunstroke.
Oh, that too, but now it's behind clouds. The clouds are coming in, which is nice.
So what are these? What's a Jimmy?
It's called like Jimmy Nadello or something like that. It's like a thin
These are bell peppers.
it's like a mild pepper.
Okay, and the rest are jalapenos.
Are they? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you bought the
The
6-pack?
store-bought ones. Yeah, yeah.
And then what is that last guy there? This guy is jalapeno.
Homegrown.
Homegrown jalapenos. So jalapenos are gonna go that way, and these bell peppers are gonna go over here. Now we're on to jalapenos. So jalapenos are hopefully gonna turn red this year, and we're gonna smoke them. We're gonna make some chipotle. So I'm gonna zigzag them this time, so closer together, but one here, one here, one here. So let's try it. Watering your hot peppers doesn't actually do much for certain varieties, but certain varieties, the less water you provide it, the better for the heat. But I'm sure Bree will correct me when she's doing her voiceover. All right. So far we got all of these beds planted. The first row, completely planted with tomatoes. The second row, completely planted with tomatoes. And then the third row has a dotting of jalapenos, and then 4 bell pepper varieties, some King of the Norths, and I don't know what the other ones are, but that's pretty awesome, I would say, in terms of the amount of work we got done. And then from the weekend, here's all of our weeds that we've pulled up that we've got to take to the compost bin before the end of the day. So, not fun.
Right, guys. Fort Knox is here. We've secured the gate, so don't expect to come in anymore. Also, I need to fix our no-name umbrella. He's hooked. There we go. Look at the beautiful garlic. It's beautiful. I'm not sure our garlic has ever grown this tall before.
Yeah, no, it's very big.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right. So we weeded this last time with our friends, so it's not in the worst shape ever. I don't know if my hand was in most of that video, but we've essentially done every single
Bed.
bit.
Bed.
My brain is dead.
Bed.
Every single one of these
I have my
is now
microphone on,
officially
too.
done. So hopefully they won't come back too fast. Here's our massive weed pile. So this is like 7 hours of hand pulling weeds, and that's how huge it is. Anyway, all done. C'est fini.
Nice blue bin.
Yes, it's a nice blue bin.